Hello, everyone. Just to go over the agenda of this meeting, we'll talk about Engineers Week, 5 ideas to get involved, where to find resources, information on the Teachers' Needs survey that we carried out earlier in the year or earlier last year. And I'd like to share with you where to find a webinar hosted by librarians about Engineers Week. We'll also do a Q&A at the end. This session is now being recorded. So to kick off, the very important information of the date, STEPS Engineers Week 2022 takes place from Saturday the 5th of March to Friday the 11th of March. STEPS Engineers Week is all about celebrating the exciting world of engineering in Ireland. All the information we share today will be available on the website and it's listed there. So who should get involved in STEPS Engineers Week? Everyone should get involved. Engineers, industry, colleges, libraries, families, teachers, STEM professionals, science communicators and local authorities. This webinar is aimed at libraries, so naturally that's what we'll be focusing on for the duration. The target audience is children in all communities across Ireland. And to clarify, the age group we are talking about is children of primary and secondary school age. So we just have a quick look back at what happened in 2021 to give you a flavour of what the STEPS Engineers Week looks like from a stats point of view. So we had over 108,000 participants. That's over 108,000 children of primary and secondary school age taking part. In 2021, we were online and we had engineering shows that could be viewed in the classroom or at home. And there were over 23,000 views of these shows. There was a family weekend that took part online with STEPS hosting from Engineers Ireland, Sligo IT hosting online events from Sligo, and Feroga Youth Engineering Solutions Programme hosting from Munster. Over 265 organisers took part last year, including engineering professionals, libraries, STEM outreach providers, third level institutions and more. More than 1,300 teachers accessed exclusive resources from the website, and there are lots of new resources that we're going to talk about in this presentation as well. So here's some screenshots of tweets that libraries put out last year. You might recognise yourselves. We were delighted anyone that tagged us using STEPS Engineers Week will be using that again this year. These show a really fantastic overview of how different libraries got involved in different ways. They are an absolute highlight for the STEPS team. Thank you so much for sharing your posts. We were really inspired to see what you're coming up with. There's more obviously that we could have shared. This is just an overview. So you can see here there's like a brilliant engineering themed display, people highlighting books, giving a review of the books and highlighting the resources that we have, such as the Engineers Week shows. We have a slide later in the presentation about how to tag us on social media, so we'll look at that in a minute. So here's some ideas for STEPS Engineers Week 2022. So we often get asked, do you have to carry out an activity that's listed on the website? Absolutely not. These are just the resources that we have are just a kickoff. You can, obviously get involved in any way that suits you. And if you have your own idea or some activities that you carry out each year, please do go ahead and carry these out. We would love to hear about what you're doing. And now here's some 5 ideas for libraries to get involved. So the first idea is a STEM stories reading list. This is a curated list of STEM related books, fiction and non-fiction, split into various age groups. We have 7 to 9-year-olds, 9 to 12 and young adults. Each book has an ISBN number listed on the book list for you to look at. It's all on our website. Idea 2 is a book display or a poster. As mentioned earlier, a fantastic way to show your involvement in Engineers Week and display the STEM books that are available for young people in your library. We also have a poster which shows our STEM stories reading list, and you could display this on any notice board. Idea 3 is to take away is hands-on engineering activity. We have lots of resources on the website that are easy to print. They're self-contained. All the instructions are there, and everything you need should be listed in the sheet. For most of these, you just need the sheet itself, a pen or pencil, and perhaps something to colour in. One of these examples is the Engineering Challenge Spotter sheet for primary school students. So students will learn about the different types of engineering and match them up to the illustrations on the second page. Younger children could use this as a colouring sheet. There are printable resources that young people can carry out with materials they find around the home. So these might be a nice option to print off and they could take them away. We've got lots of new resources for 2022, which I'll go through. We also have a bank of free resources built up over a number of years, which is available on the website. And I'll show you in a minute where to access all of these. Next up is Hex Allen's Guide to Defeating Monsters. This is a resource created by Jasmine Florentine, an author. She's also a mechanical engineer and an artist. She's written a book called Hex Allen and the Clangsmiths, and it's due for release late 2022. She's very generously made a resource themed on her book available for us. It has a little summary of the book and a hands-on activity. She's also recorded a demonstration of the hands-on activity. This is all on our website or YouTube channel. And so idea 5 is just host a colouring competition using one of the engineering colouring sheets. You could use one of the spotter sheets I showed earlier, or we have 6 other colouring sheets. Each of them explains a different type of engineering accompanied by a lovely illustration demonstrating the engineering type. Both of these resources are actually available in Irish as well in case you are in a Gaeltacht area or engaging with students from Gaelscoilne. Like I said, I'll show you now where to find the resources. Everything is for Engineers Week is listed on our website. So go engineersweek.ie/schools/engineersweek. This is a screenshot of what the engineering section of the website looks like. This is what you'll see. Just show you that there's 6 coloured boxes, and you can see that there are engineering professionals, primary schools, libraries, parents, guardians, and Seachtain na Hinultóirí. The general library information will be in the library section, but you could also maybe visit the primary and secondary school sections if there's something else that you were looking for in terms of activities. If you're working with an engineer for a presentation, there would be a lot of support in the engineering professional section, including a customizable presentation and tips about communicating effectively. So that might be if you're hosting someone who's in the library. And there's also a lot of information for teachers in the primary and secondary school section. The family weekend will be listed in the parents and guardian section of the website. All the Irish resources are listed in the Seachtain na Hinultóirí section. So some new resources for Engineers Week 2022. We will have engineering with paper resources, where young people learn about shapes and use them to design their own engineering project. We have Engineering Sustainability Challenge, where students learn about how engineers are working towards the UN Sustainable Development Goals. There's a primary and secondary school level version of these. We have expanded Irish resources with further translations of some of our own Irish resources. We've also commissioned some special needs education resources for primary school level. And we have made the resources based on our STEPS ambassadors as they show how engineering is important in their own lives as well as in their careers. We've expanded our PowerPoint quiz, which is now in English and Oscailga. We have heritage engineering trails, which highlight some of our favourite heritage spots across Ireland. Everything will be uploaded on the website. Please keep an eye on the website or subscribe to our newsletter, which the link for that is also on the website, and that will highlight as soon as anything new goes live. So just to highlight the family weekends, they'll be taking place on the Saturday and Sunday of Engineers Week. This is the banner for last year, just highlighting what it'll look like. The plans are being organised and finalised, so information will be on our mailing list. We're always looking for new partners for family weekends, so get in touch if this is something you would like to get involved in. Next up, a little bit of information from a survey we carried out with teachers in terms of their interests and needs in relation to STEPS Engineers Week. We partnered with a research base to carry out the survey in May 2021. Over 450 primary and secondary school teachers responded. So some of the responses were from teachers who had previously participated in Engineers Week and some had not. So there was 5 key recommendations I just want to highlight. So one of them was the preference for a blended model for future STEPS Engineers Week with a combination of in-person and online. The engineering workshops were better received in person, and the pre-recorded presentations or videos were considered appropriate for online delivery. They also highlighted that the optimum duration of online presentations could be 5 to 45 minutes. They also highlighted the optimum duration for online presentations. So they said that the optimum was 15 to 30 minutes for those. I'd like to also highlight a webinar that has been recorded and uploaded on our website, hosted by Amanda Quigley and Caroline McLaughlin from Trim Library in Meath. This was a fantastic resource and has loads of ideas of how to get involved and to plan Engineers Week. So thank you so much to these librarians for highlighting what they do. It's available to watch. You can just go ahead and look at it on the library section of the website. So just in terms of social media, when you are shouting about your STEPS Engineers Week library activities online, we would encourage you to use the hashtag STEPS Engineers Week, all together, one word, and to tag Engineers Ireland on any of our accounts. This makes it much easier for us to share what you're doing. We love to, see what you're doing, reshare. So please do tag us and use the hashtag, and that'll find it much easier for us. If you have your own engineering hands-on resource or videos you'd like for us to upload to the website for everyone to use, we would be delighted to do that as well. Just drop us an email. So we're coming to the end here. This is the contact information to get in touch. If you're not already subscribed to the mailing list, please do that. Thank you so much for watching. We're really looking forward to seeing how you get involved in STEPS Engineers Week 2022.